family, what's good? How y'all doing? Today I wanted to share a story with you guys. I am going to do a light language, which I've kind of already done in an audio format, so I'll add that at the end of this video. But I really wanted to share this, well, two particular short stories, short story long or long story short. Fuck. I always go short story long, trust me. It's tough for me to make it, tiny. But anyway, two little stories that I want to share with you guys about infinite possibilities and how I experienced it on my journey. I've experienced this many times, but these are two stories that have happened more so in the last 2 years, sort of recent past, and it's so amazing how divine timing works, and it's so profound if we just allow it to do its own thing and we allow spirit to do what spirit wants to do and allow things to happen when they're supposed to. So the very first one of these stories is a long time ago, so about 20, I'm being bitten. These guys are gonna maul me out here. See what I go through, guys. Okay, so in 2017 I finally felt the pull. Before I left my job at Apple, I finally felt the pull to buy myself a camera because I had wanted to do YouTube for a really long time, and to be honest, I was just going to have a channel for myself where I was going to do like DIYs, natural skincare, hair care, all of that kind of stuff, talk about life, have vlogs, all that sort of stuff on there. And that was my original plan, and I didn't know that I was going to end up doing MDP. I didn't know that I was going to end up doing my music the way that I'm doing it now. I knew I was going to do it, but I just didn't know it was going to be on YouTube like this. So yeah, 2017 I got myself a really nice DSLR. I saved up some money, got myself a nice Rode mic to go with it so I could get the right sound quality and right footage and perfect HD 4K 5K retina display, all of that, right? And I spent quite a bit of money like having a setup, getting a setup. So having like the ring light, which I still have, and just a whole bunch of other stuff that I got so that I could come onto YouTube and have professional looking videos and produce things of good quality. So anyway, from 2017 to all the way till 2020, during that time I did use the camera quite a bit. I used it to take some footage when I was doing vlogs on my old channel that I don't have anymore, when I was doing like yoga videos and stuff like that. I did use it for quite a number of things. But I wasn't using it in the way that I had intended, so I wanted to obviously use it to do full-blown, full-time YouTube videos and that sort of thing, and I wasn't using it for that. And I remember it was just sitting on a stand in the corner of my room for ages, and every night before I'd go to sleep and every morning when I wake up I'd look at it, I'd see it there, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do it, I know I'll do it, I'll get there. And it just never happened. So in 2020, short story long story short, the camera and the Rode mic, because the Rode mic was attached to the top of the DSLR, was stolen. And when it was stolen, when I figured out that it was stolen, I was pretty upset. I did have a little bit of had a moment, and a day or two went past and I realized I've got 3 phones. All of them have broken screens. Like, I've just given up on phones these days because I seem to just crack all the screens regardless. One of them, the speakers don't work. One of them, the speaker works, but the screen's not working. One of them, the multi-touch display is screwed. And I used to work at Apple. I should just fix it, get it fixed, but I don't know. I just haven't felt drawn to. I felt like that's the way it was supposed to be because each of them provides me with something. Each of them is still working in one way, shape or form that I need them to work in. And the one that I'm currently using, that I use in all of my videos, it's an iPhone 8, you guys. It's not even like top spec, high spec. I've got a better phone than this where the multi-touch isn't working, and I do use it for some videos here and there, but because the multi-touch is so glitchy, it's hard to use. But I realized in that moment that I do have other equipment. I do have things that I can use. I do have alternative resources that I can just get started with. And I guess the point of me telling you this story is that there's infinite possibilities, fam. You just have to work with what you've got. If you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to start producing music, if you want to do something, anything, work with what you've got. Even with music, when I started in 2020, I started to just sing in my bathroom, guys. I literally started singing in my bathroom. It was on my Instagram, which I don't have up at the moment. I'll probably log back in a couple of weeks or so. But I started in my bathroom singing and taking videos on my phone. And then eventually it just kind of, all the things that were coming out of my mouth, I manifested a mic, I manifested my setup, I remember in one of the videos I said I really need to learn how to produce, and boom, I'm producing now, you know. So a lot of the things that I said manifested because I had that insane belief, and I didn't really care that I was sitting in a bathroom and what people would think of the fact that I was singing in a bathroom. I just did it. I just felt drawn to, and I just followed that calling. So that's another thing I manifested through that. And had I not have lost my camera to begin with, my pro setup, had I not have lost that, I would have constantly waited for something else. Let me just make it a little bit more better. Let me make it more quality. Let me make it more perfect. Let me make it more this. Let me make it more that. And Spirit made me realize it's not about the glitz and glam. Sometimes it's about the quality of the messages and the quality of the healing that's delivered through the videos. Some of my videos, you don't even see my face. It's just me channeling, purely channeling, so that I can focus on the channel and I'm not like thinking about a camera and all this stuff in front of me, you know. And it reaches so many of you. It reaches people all over the world, you know. And I realized when I was using my camera, like my pro setup, I was barely reaching. I was reaching people in Australia where I live, born and raised. And I just saw two birdies. Okay, I'm getting distracted. If you catch me looking around a lot in my videos, it's because I'm literally looking at birds and butterflies and bees and everything flying past. So it was kind of like Spirit's way of making me realize that I have so much to work with, and I don't have to wait for something. I don't have to wait for the next thing to make it happen. I can make it happen no matter where I'm at, in the toilet, in the bathroom, out in nature, you name it, right? You can make it happen. There's infinite ways of making something happen. Obviously, as time goes on, I'm going to get a new camera and a new setup and all of that. But right now, I just don't feel drawn to do that. Right now, I'm really happy working with what I've got. I'm actually content. For once in my life, I'm actually good with what I've got. And that's what's bringing me more. Realizing needing nothing brings everything is really a true statement. The second story that I want to tell you guys is something that happened recently. So if you've watched my forgiveness transmission, in that forgiveness transmission, I tried to play a song in the background, a song that I really like, so that I could do the transmission on top of that music, because I had asked Spirit. I'm getting bitten like crazy. Sorry guys, I know this is not very professional, but it is what it is. So I had asked Spirit if I could start channeling with music, in the form of music, because I just feel that I channel a lot of music anyway. There's a lot of times when I channel telepathically through songs. So that's what I wanted to do. And on that day I thought, this is it, I'm gonna do it today. And as I pressed play, the music started, but before I could start the channeling, the music stopped, my phone died. And it was charged, but it just died. It was dead. I was trying to turn it back on and it was completely dead. And after I finished that transmission, at the end of it, when I got up to walk away, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try one more time. I switched it on and it actually turned on. And then I came back onto the camera and show you guys that it turned on, and everything happens in divine time. So if you get a chance, check out that forgiveness transmission, because I literally share my journey with you guys. I'm on a journey just as much as you guys are, you know. So I like to share bits and pieces of it, because I know at some stage you're gonna look back, I'm gonna look back, and we're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, that actually happened. So fast forward a couple of months later, because I actually listened and I actually allowed things to happen as they were happening, Spirit then guided me that I was meant to start producing my own beats and doing my light language on top of that, because I would channel better and I would be able to relate to the music better, and everything just would flow so much better. And now I fully understand that. Obviously in the last couple of transmissions that I've done, you guys have gotten a chance to hear that, how I just flow with my beats, because obviously I created them, so I'm in alignment with them, and I can deliver the healing with much more ease and grace and much more strength and power when I come through with the whole thing is my own creation. So all of that to say, so like I said, short story long, All of that to say, guys, everything happens in divine time. Everything happens like it's supposed to, and there are infinite ways for it to happen. If I had just stuck to trying to do my light language over the top of somebody else's music, I can do that, and I would love to do that. It's something that I still feel called to do. But if I had just stuck to that limited perspective, then I probably wouldn't have broadened my horizons, and I probably wouldn't have started producing the way I'm producing now, where I just like sit down and I'm like in the mood and it just comes out by itself. Everything just puts itself together. So everything happens the way it's supposed to, and when we allow the pieces of the puzzle to come in one by one, and then we build a bigger picture, then it all makes sense why it had to happen the way that it did. So I hope that this inspires you guys to just allow. Sometimes you might feel like the universe is blocking you, like there's every single roadblock in the way, like it's all just no through roads and it's specifically because the universe is trying to get you to go a different way, where there might be so many different paths and they're all open and you can go down any which way and they all lead to the same destination. So with that said, you guys, I'm going to switch over to this light language transmission. You guys can get into a meditative state, you guys can lay down, you guys can close your eyes, you guys can have your eyes open, however you want to receive it, and just allow yourself to breathe and receive the light codes, receive the transmission, and receive and be open to infinite possibilities. Take care. Peace.